Hello, everybody. So, today I want to quickly talk about Tesla versus BYD and what Warren Buffett seems to be doing with BYD, which is very interesting, I believe, and maybe a good sign for Tesla. So, first of all, let me just talk quickly about BYD. So, I think most Tesla investors discovered the power or the threat of BYD in 2022. I mean, of course, we had all heard about BYD, but really BYD has been putting a very nice performance. They've had good performance in China, right? We have to be honest about that. If you look at electric vehicles, Troy Tesla, like I follow him. I think he's a wonderful analyst. Um, and these are electric vehicles in China, right? They sold twice as many electric vehicles, not hybrid, contrary to the comment. Like every other comment replying to him is, "Oh, it's hybrid. It includes hybrid." No, not hybrid. This is just electric. They've sold twice as many as Tesla in 2022, and so credible threat for Tesla in China, I would argue, or at least the most credible one. And China, of course, is not the entire world, but it's a very big market, and so we definitely want Tesla to do better in China. And so right now, early 2023, Tesla has dropped its prices on the Model 3, which is one of the models that was getting competed away by the BYD seal. So Tesla dropped the prices, and now they're priced in line. I would argue roughly the same. Maybe the Model 3 is just a tad more expensive, but that depends on the options that you choose, etc. But they're priced about the same now. Whereas in the past, for throughout 2022, Tesla was priced 10 to 15% more. And so we'll see, because Tesla was prioritizing higher margins back then. We'll see whether the lead of the BYD seal and of BYD cars in general, we'll see whether that lead continues in 2023. Nonetheless, BYD is doing very well in China. It doesn't seem to be doing too well in Australia. They launched in Australia mid 2022, and it doesn't seem like they're doing too well. They're launching in Europe with BYD Atto 3. That's also the one they had in Australia. We'll see how they'll do in Europe. For now, it doesn't seem that promising, I would argue, but we'll see. It's a threat, they did well in China, and I doubt BYD would perform very well in the US. For a lot of reasons. First of all, it's a small car, but then another one is that you wouldn't be eligible for a $7,500 credit. You wouldn't be eligible for that. And a lot of auto pros, or at least tech pros, say that Chinese cars may have bad image. So we'll see. That's something they used to say about the Japanese cars back in the 70s in the US. So we'll see about that argument. But for now, the only thing we can say is that it's obvious BYD is doing really well in China. It's not obvious they're doing well anywhere outside of China. So good for BYD. Good for BYD. And, it's not surprising. Electric cars are just better cars. They're just better cars. So it's not surprising that they do well everywhere. And that's where I want to talk briefly about the valuation of BYD. So BYD... Oh, this is very interesting. You can see the stock rose right about at the same time as the Tesla story rose, and it's followed Tesla a little bit, right? It's fairly interesting how they've had this huge rise in value, and that was right around the time when the world realized that yes, electric cars are not a novelty; they're a thing. They're gonna be everywhere, right? That's what people started realizing in the early 2020s, and so of course the stock started getting valued like it should. That is the present value of all future cash flows and the present value of future cash flows of BYD. Per the market, and per the market cap would be 788 Hong Kong dollars, which is actually $101 billion. So I find this very compelling. I think to see a valuation like that, I think the market is right on that one. And you can see that BYD is valued at the same level, and that's because they dropped recently, but for most of 2021, 2022, they were valued more than GM and Ford combined. So when you hear the argument that Tesla should be valued you know, like a car company and should be worth less than GM or Ford because they make less cars. This argument does not hold because Tesla is the future. And this argument does not hold for BYD either. BYD is the future too. And you never hear in the media, you never hear the media criticize BYD for being valued as much as GM and Ford combined. You never hear about BYD. And BYD has overpressures too, like, China stocks being out of favor, etc., etc. There's a lot of issues with BYD which wouldn't warrant this valuation. So again, I think the valuation is very telling to us. If you're a Tesla shareholder, it's very telling, and it tells you that Tesla's valuation is not crazy when you consider the opportunity. And I know that BYD does a lot of things like electronic, trains, batteries, products, but the overvaluation for BYD is most likely due to the electric market. So anyways, now that I've just discussed valuation, let me discuss Warren Buffett, which is the title of this video. So there's been a lot of noise about Elon Musk selling Tesla. Elon Musk changed his mind. He just dumped stock to the shareholders because he wants to move the business, and he wants to, he wants to do Twitter now, and he doesn't trust Tesla anymore. There's been so much noise about Tesla saying, and Elon Musk obviously founded Tesla. Well, he technically did not found Tesla, but he joined Tesla so early that most people consider him a founder. Warren Buffett had a similar relationship with BYD in the sense that he was an early investor in BYD, not as early as Elon Musk investing in Tesla, but Warren Buffett was an early investor in BYD. That's pretty similar to Elon Musk putting money into Tesla, and Warren Buffett is divesting. And he's divesting quite a bit. These are just 4 different articles. He's been selling for the past 3 months, consistently. BYD harvesting, and it's not just a news piece. Sometimes you'll hear a manager sell 0.01% of their portfolio, and it will make the news as they lost faith. As far as Warren Buffett, it's not that, because he sold a quarter. He sold 25% of the stake. So I begin to be able to read something. Like if you sell 25%, you don't sell 0.5%. You sell 25%. So there must be a reason as to why he's selling selling a quarter of your position is a lot. It's a lot, and so there is a reason. So what is Warren Buffett seeing about BYD? Is Warren Buffett seeing a threat to BYD? Is that threat Tesla? Or is that threat over auto manufacturers, over automakers, over electric automakers? Is Warren seeing something in the business of BYD that could hurt them? So that's one of the questions that I'd like to know. Or maybe that's external. An external threat could be there for BYD that Warren Buffett sees, justifying the sale. Or maybe Warren Buffett is unsatisfied with BYD's management. And maybe Warren Buffett sells because he sees developments at BYD that he doesn't like. A third argument could be Warren Buffett wants to raise cash for some reason, because he sees a recession on the horizon, or because he views the company as overvalued. But I actually don't believe that, because Warren Buffett has been investing heavily. So Warren Buffett right now, I believe he's buying deals. He's not selling the market to stay in cash, and he has a lot of cash on his balance sheet. So I doubt that's the third reason I outlined. Anyways, it would be interesting to find out why Warren Buffett is selling BYD, and I would interpret this as a positive for Tesla. The fact that the world's most brilliant investor, according to much of the media, divests from Tesla's main competitor, I think I would interpret as a positive. And a lot of people are thinking that Warren Buffett will one day or another see the opportunity in Tesla, and I myself think that too. He will see the opportunity in Tesla just like he did in Apple, because Apple and Tesla have a similar DNA, in my opinion. So, anyways, not investment advice, just entertainment. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate if you can like and subscribe to my channel and like my video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Thank you.